Okay, so I want to ask you guys over on the live stream on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you for joining me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I want to know from you, are you ready to go back? We did a video explaining 65 ways Disneyland will be different when it reopens, but I want to know, are you ready to go back? Living Life says, yep, ready to go back. I personally, I'm ready to go back, but I'm also ready to go back with different expectations, and I'm ready to go back with a much different experience in my mind, a much different way that I plan on navigating and living in the park until things change one way or the other. Anna B says that she's ready to go back. Oswaldo says that he's ready to go. I want to know, for people that are ready to go back, have you always been ready to go back? Did you think that the park should have never closed? Was there ever a moment that you weren't ready to go back? I'd love to know your feelings on this readiness to get back to Disneyland. Are you ready to do everything? Are you ready to go back and do what your last trip was? Like, if you went to Disneyland right now today, would you redo your last visit in the park exactly the way that it did? Or are you planning on making adaptations to the way that you Disney? Daniel Church says, I'm there. Brother, in my mind, you know I'm already there. Ross Loves Disney Nature says, I'm ready to go back and see Avengers Campus open. Oh, that is going to be a sweet reward when that eventually happens. That'll be a nice, like, welcome back. And by the way, here's some new stuff for you to check out. Anna B says, I was not always ready to go back, but your mind has shifted and you are ready to go back. Interesting. Very interesting. I'd love to know what changed you there. Here we go. Gary Nature says that he'll wait for a bit, and I think that's reasonable. I would never give anybody any sort of flack for being like, I need a little bit more time. That's totally understandable. Artie says ready to go, but still haven't been to Downtown Disney. We need to go to Downtown Disney and hang out, Art. We need to do that. NorCal Mark says yes, but it'll be very different. The vibes are key, but what will they be like? Yeah, I think that it'll be a whole new vibe. But as I said in the video of 65 things will be different for Disney in its 65th year, is you'll have a different appreciation for the vibes that you do get. I think that'll be the way that it'll roll. Fifi May says definitely. If it's even a quarter organized the way Downtown Disney is, it's the safest I've felt in a long time. I agree with you. Downtown Disney has been my favorite trip into public since coronavirus happened. It was so organized. It felt so safe. And it was just nice to see a version of society where everybody is literally on the same page. So that I was very, very thankful for. Annaby says, I think we all have to make adaptations, but that's cool. And that's the way it is right now, right? Evolve or die. But she also says, now that we understand COVID and the parks are opened and prepared, I'm ready. Yeah, I get you. When it first broke out, like when they closed at the beginning of March, I was not ready to go to Disneyland. But now we have a little bit of a better understanding of contagiousness, how you get it. I agree with you that I feel like there's a little bit more clarity on how to stay safe and what to expect. Ross predicts that in 2022, it will feel like 2019 all over again. Ross, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think Disneyland will ever feel the way that it did in 2019. And I think that's just because, just like flying has never felt the same since it did pre 9/11 2001, I feel safe when I fly. I don't ever feel threatened when I fly, but there are still reminders that the world changed. And I think that you will always go to Disney from 2020 forward and see reminders everywhere of, oh, remember when we didn't have to blank. So I don't know that it'll ever totally feel the same. We will all hook up with Mark and walk single file 6 feet apart. Hey, I'm ready to meet up. I got a whole plan for us to do some of this IRL when the park gets back up. Disney Design says, I've been to Downtown Disney twice, but I don't think I could do Disneyland in a mask. Oh, too hot? Curious. I've been mask training. I've been wearing a mask as much as possible just to make it feel norms. Living Life says, I understand why it was closed, and I don't disagree with the closure, but I am an essential worker, so I've been ready to go since day one. Well, hey, if you're an essential worker, Thank you for doing whatever you did to keep America and our society cruising. Appreciate that, bud. Whatever you did, even if you're a grocery store worker, I appreciate everybody, a UPS guy. I appreciate everybody who's going out there right now, keeping the world spinning. Some would say that what I do is essential. Essentially stupid. Neil says, ready to go back in there, but we'll probably hold off for a while after they open and see how things play out. But I have 3 kids with me. Oh, that's a whole different ball of wax, man. Taking kids to Disneyland and trying to get them to understand the new rules and how to behave. That's a hard one. Federalist says, I'm torn. Would love to be there with the small crowds, but a lot of stuff for my 5-year-old won't be available. Yeah, the whole kid thing really does complicate it, I'm sure. Feral Disneyland Cat says, I'm ready, but I'm scared. I miss it so much, but have a vulnerable people at home. Haven't even been to downtown Disney. Yeah, that does add a complication to it when you're part of your household and you have people in your household that maybe have, immune diseases or just sort of a compromise health. Yeah, I feel for you on that one. That's not fun. Norcarl Mark says, that is a great point. Disney is working hard at safety, unlike, say, my grocery store that I have to go to each week. Yeah, I feel like the most dangerous place I go right now is the grocery store. I don't feel like there's any other risk in my life as great as going to the grocery store. And boy, we ordered the grocery store house. Disney Design says, agreed. Downtown Disney was great, especially compared to my car picnic near Newport, where I watched less than 10% of the people wear a mask and all with close proximity to each other. Yeah, I've been out to Newport. We went and took a walk in Seal Beach and we walked out onto the pier Saturday night. My wife and I did that. Friday night we did that. And it was just depressing how few people were actually masked up and taking this serious. It's been depressing going out in the public and seeing a lot of people just acting like it's not happening, which is the best way to make sure that it keeps on happening for a very long time. So my next question for you is this. What is your biggest fear in going back? What part of going back are you the most scared about? Maybe this is a fear that's keeping you from even going, or maybe if you would go, this is where you're going to keep your guard up. For me personally, my biggest fear is enclosed environments. When I go back, I don't plan on, for the short term, doing any indoor stuff. I'm not riding indoor rides. I'm not doing indoor shows. I might, if you twist my arm, I might rise because the resistance is real. But that's just because it's so amazing and I don't know that I could resist the temptation. But everything else that's indoors, I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to eat indoors. I'm not going to ride any indoor attractions. I'm not going to watch any indoor shows. What's your biggest fear? I'd love to know. Yeah, Disney has spent $1 billion getting their parks adjusted for this new lifestyle that we all have to partake in. And $1 billion, while you're not making hardly any money, that's a sound investment for security and safety. But they know that a safe park system is the only way that they survive and make it through this. They know that that's the odds. Neil says, yes, going to the grocery store feels like I'm stepping into Mad Max. Absolutely. Megan Bernstein says, one person sneezing scares me. I'm right there with you. Now when you're in public, you hear one person cough and you go, oh God, we're all done. Living Life says they're scared that the magic won't be the same and I'll be disappointed. I know that just being there will be magical and it's mostly irrational, but who knows? I get what you're saying. I fully understand what you're saying about that, about you being worried that you won't enjoy it. But I'm going to tell you right now that when you get there and you hear the sounds and you see some of your favorite spots, it will come over you like a warmth, like a happiness of joy. You won't care that there's a mask on your face. You will literally, I believe, forget about a lot of those things and you will get lost in the moment. How do I know this? Or how do I suspect that this will be the case? Because you see so many people right now that are letting their guards down that when you get back into a world that feels like 2019, it just seduces you. because we're not designed to live the way that we've been living in 2020. So I think that when you get there, we both know it won't be the same. It will be different, but it will be special. And I can guarantee you, you will have an appreciation for the smallest thing that maybe you never cared about before. That's my opinion. That's where I'm going with it. Anna B over on YouTube brings up a great point. Finding a safe place to eat away from others. I feel you on that one. When I went to downtown Disney, that was my big concern. When I finally got that Salt and Straw, I walked into Salt and Straw and I looked at the guy in the counter and they said, that guy's going to scoop your ice cream. And I walked up to him and go, I have been waiting to see you for months now. And he was like, who is this weirdo? I'm like, not you in particular, scooper, just somebody to scoop me my Salt and Straw. And he's like, well, we can't give out free samples right now. I'm like, I don't need free samples. All I need are 2 scoops, sea salt, caramel ribbons, put it in a cup, let's go. And I walked down to the far, far end of downtown so I could sit by myself with one of those waterfalls right on the other side of where the tram loads. Funny that I like the tram area. And I just sit there and I ate my Salt and Straw and whew, I got to go back. I'm going to go back soon. I'm going to go back real soon. Living Life says, I know of this wonderful hidden gem of a spot in Disneyland. Yeah, tell me about it. This great man that goes by the name of Fowler has a gem of a spot named after him. Living Life. If you don't think when you go to Fowler's Harbor, you're not going to see me looking like an old sea captain in the corner. Yeah. Some say there was a man by the name of Joe Fowler built this spot to put in the boat. Said you're going to have to work on that boat, Walt, if you're going to take it around the river 20 times a day for 20 years. Man was tall as 2 trees if he was taller than a mile. Okay, so let me ask you this. What makes you feel safe about going back to Disneyland? For me personally, that riddle was answered when I went to downtown Disney. I want to go into a public area where everyone is living on the same rules. I live by 2nd Street in Long Beach, which is full of shops and restaurants and bars. Broadway has the same vibe here. Our downtown has the same vibe. And everybody is just on their own. When you go in public right now, it feels like you're walking into the Star Wars cantina over and over again. There's 2 people that care, 2 people that don't care, 2 people you can tell that truly don't care. Like, everybody's just guns a-blazing, doing this their own way, which I think is part of the reason why America is in the problem that it's in. It's overall lack of leadership. So by going to a private resort, by going to downtown Disney and eventually Disney's California Adventure and Disneyland, we will be in a space that has law because it's a private property. And the law of that private property will say, you have to stay separate from people. You have to wear a mask. You can't go into these certain areas. But being under that one rules for everybody is what makes me feel so safe about going back to Disneyland. And I'm actually looking for that sort of thing anywhere else in my life. If you could tell me right now that there's a mask required park to go to that is enforced. I mean, I'm talking like a park where you take your dog or where you throw a football. I want that anywhere in my life I can find it. And what has Disney done better than anybody? Customer service, guest safety. So therefore, I feel like this will be one of the safest places I can go. Even though it's not normal, it will feel normalized. And that's what I'm looking for, an experience that feels normal. Ross Loves Disney says, safe equals sanitation, social distance, clean areas, and using quality cleaning solutions. I think that we know who would be doing all of those things. Daniel Birch says, the plane ride there worries me the most. Oh, Daniel, I feel bad that you have to take a plane ride to get to Disneyland. That would absolutely, that part would terrify me. To you, brother, to you. Godspeed. Oswald says he's echoing with the choir. Everyone being on the same page is what will make him feel safe. Art Imo says, don't listen, you don't get to play. Completely agree. These are the rules. If these rules somehow mess with your constitutional rights, you can go wherever you want to, Knott's Berry Farms. Yes, living life, knowing that Disney will kick people out for not complying. They have no other choice than to enforce the rules or tell people they have got to go. This is not a choose your own adventure. This is go with the rules or go back home. 100%. Fifi May says the cast members for sure. They were good at making sure everyone was good distance and making you feel comfortable, welcoming us all back home. The cast members are the MVPs of this entire thing. They are the front line of what Disney is doing to get the parks back open. Those folks don't make an enormous amount of money, so I always try to be very patient and kind to them because you can tell that many of them do this job because they love it. Gary says it's a direct flight from LAX from here, and it wouldn't bother me. Well, you go, Gary. You get on that plane, brother. All right, my next question for you guys is this. What do you think you will miss the most when you go back to Disneyland? What's the thing that you're just going to have to give up on that you're willing to sacrifice to make a trip back to the park? You're willing to give this up, but in your heart, you're going to miss it. For me, it will be dining indoors, and it'll be dining indoors with all my dudes that we used to meet up once a month and hang out and have drinks and conversation. Like, I will miss the dining indoors and being inside with people. I will also miss being able to see people smile. That's going to break my heart a little bit because you get a contact buzz from seeing everybody else so happy around you. So that level of human interaction, I'm going to for sure miss. A lot of people are saying they're going to miss park hopping over on Twitch. Disney Design says the crowd feeling a sense of normalcy. There will be a new normalcy, but I get what you're saying. I'm right there with you. I will miss seeing just people. Ooh, Gary getting deep. Napa Rose bar I miss. Oh, I love Napa Rose. Although it could use an interior redesign. That design's looking a little long in the tooth. I spent my birthday there last year. I'm like, this place is ready for a coat of paint. Now, the design of the restaurant is nice, but I do think the Napa Rose could use a little set dressing. I will also miss on a long day being able to go to Storyteller Cafe, sitting in that booth, eating that bread, getting unlimited iced tea refills, getting in that AC, going and using a clean bathroom and maybe taking a sink shower to freshen up. Man, Storybook Teller, I have crushed a many of late afternoon there, refueling my batteries. Andrew, what's up, bud? Good to see you. You think the Imagineers are cooking up some amazing solutions? Mask with park connectivity? Mask Pass trademark? Andrew, sign me up for Mask Pass. Just scan my face and you'll know where I get to go. I love that idea. Good to see you over in the chat, Andrew. Ross Loves Disney says, was just on a plane. They are cleaner than ever because of this, and masks are required. Yeah, it was Delta that threw some people off, and they then came out that said, if you refuse to wear a mask or you take your mask off in flight and cause a scene, you're banned for life. You're never flying on Delta again. And I always think about, like, how do you ban somebody for life from your restaurant? Or even if you get banned for life from Disneyland, like, how do they technically ban you from life? Like, you could probably go in there and just buy a ticket and get in. But with an airline, because of security, they always know who you are. And to get banned from life from Delta would literally mean you are banned from life from Delta. And B says what we're all thinking. I'm shocked to say this, but I'm going to miss the crowds the most. Miss those happy crowds. Like, yeah, if you did the all-day live stream with me on the 65th anniversary, like, I full on had a crying, emotional breakdown watching the fireworks. And yeah, Disney fireworks are magic. That's already going to get you feeling weak and misty-eyed. But seeing the crowds in that video that we watched, I was just like, oh my Lord, we're never going to get back to this. We are never going to get back to this. That was the part that really broke me down when we did the 65th. Ross says, there is a way to see people smile. There are masks that are clear. Disneyland should mandate clear mask. Happy mask? I love that. All right. My next question for you folks is this. What are you never doing again? When you go back to Disneyland, what are you never doing again? I mean, an easy one for me would be the submarines, but I was never doing them before COVID, so I'm not doing them ever. Lady Gary, thank you for hanging out with us today. Always good to see you, bud. Hopefully I'll see you on Friday, and hopefully I'll see you next Thursday when we do DCA, a virtual trip to DCA, our group of Disneyland misfits. What are you never doing again? I think the things that are off limits for me right now, definitely anything that's real claustrophobic. I'm not doing that again. Wonder Giant says, oh, I'm going, but I'm never touching anything again. You're going to do the Indiana Jones hands up challenge the whole time you're in the park. I love that. Oh, Disney Design. Perfect one. Never used public drinking fountains before. Definitely not going to do public drinking fountains now. Sage advice, Disney and Design. I believe that is going to be what a lot of people are thinking. Living Life says, I'm definitely going to be a lot more conscious of what I have touched and when I last cleaned my hands. Yeah, I probably went to Disneyland hundreds of times, and I don't even know if I washed my hands the entire time I was there. Sad to admit that, but just, brutal honesty is my brand. Megan says, public bathrooms sound scary. Ooh, yeah, it does. Well, I did the Trampion Day and only used the bathroom once, so I'm built for this event. King X says, the one time I was there, great moments with Mr. Lincoln was very crowded. Well, we actually just earlier today in our live stream, and I'm going to be posting this as a standalone video later, we actually went through and showed 65 ways that Disneyland will be different in its 65th year. And one of those things was showing you how long lines are going to be kind of a thing of the past and how crowded seating areas will be eliminated. So if you get a chance to watch that, you should watch it because it kind of answers a lot of what you're talking about, King. Disney Design says, I've gotten sick many times after visiting Disneyland. I've already taught myself to wash my hands before every meal at Disney. That's cool. I think other things that people aren't going to be doing anymore, the spontaneous trip to Disney is going to probably be a thing of the past. These will be planned out moments. You'll know when you're going. You'll know who you're going with. I think for a lot of us locals that just made this like a random part of our life, I think that randomness is going to be eliminated. Before I leave you for the day, this is my final question for you. On brand with Disney. Wish upon a star. If you could wish upon a star right now, under Disneyland law, what would your wish be? And there's one exception. You can't wish for more wishes, and you can't wish that COVID-19 never happened. Obviously, we all want more wishes. Obviously, we all wish that we never got put in this weird spot. But I would love to know, as a Disney fan, what's your biggest wish? And I'm going to take the number one. I wish the park would reopen. Living Life says, the number one wish is Disneyland reopening early October. I would love to tell you that's going to happen, friend. Oh, Oswaldo, the number one wish that the algorithm would work in Mark's favor. Don't waste your wish on me. The algorithm hates me. YouTube hates me. Most people hate me. Look at my numbers. My numbers prove the venom for Bricky is real. We are the smallest band of misfits that there ever was. Don't waste your wish on the algorithm, but I appreciate you thinking about me, bud. I appreciate you thinking about me. But even with the wish, even if Genie himself could come here and say, what do you want, Bricky? I want to beat the algorithm. Going back in that lamp. Oh, King, what a beautiful wish to be in a crowded Disneyland within a year. Whew, I just went there. I just went there in my mind. Disney Design says, wish they'd sanitize between each rider. Man, that would be great if there was any way to make that efficient. That would be the great. Megan high fives you on that one. Oh, Annie B, her wish is for a vaccine soon. You taking it? Vaccine comes out, you're going to take it right away? You're going to wait? That's a whole other ball of wax we're getting ready to get into. Ross says, I'll say I'd wish Disney would do a drive-in firework deal. Ross, I love you. If you could buy a ticket to park your car on top of Mickey and Friends or on top of the Pixar Pal parking garage, socially distance, and watch the Disney fireworks from your car. Would you do it? Yeah, you would do it. You would do it. And then you could turn your FM stereo to the soundtrack for the fireworks. Woohoo! I love that. Like SeaWorld's drive-in and movie fireworks. Are they doing that at SeaWorld? I might become a SeaWorld guy. No, I won't. I hate animals in captivity. Can't handle it. Hurts my heart too much. Fifi May wishes that everyone would follow the rules, no Karens, and have a carefree, happy day. Ugh. That sounds beautiful. I love that. I love that. King says, I just came across you yesterday with the sinking ride car, and I'm here. There's still hope for the algorithm. King, I got to you. I made a clickbait video, and I got to you, and you came back. Thank you for proving that the system works. I love you, King. I love you. I'm ready to serve in your kingdom. Anna B says, I'm taking that vaccine. I'm okay to be a beta tester. I'm in research. I understand my odds. Yeah, there you go. Walpolia, who I haven't seen all day. Welcome to the chat, bud. I wish Plaza Inn Fried Chicken would deliver. You and me too, Walpolia. That would be amazing. Oh, the kingdom of Disney? I'm already serving in your army, sir. Living Life says, I'm surprised Disney parks aren't doing more stuff like that to get some money flowing. I think they're going to have to get crafty really soon. Because I feel like it is a long way away for California theme parks to reopen. Friday, there will be some positivity. There'll be some good times. But we will also look at a timeline that I've created, giving you my prediction on when Disneyland reopens. It's not a pretty timeline. Oh, Federalists. You just high-fived my heart. I wish for Chowder and Fowler's Landing. I take it. I take it in a minute. It will be so amazing when we get to go back. Whatever that looks like, however it feels, I'm ready for it because I do know that of all the places that I could go, this will be one of the safest places that I can get back to. And Oswaldo, I believe you. Your wish for a lobster roll, such a humble wish. But I hope that it comes true. Darkwave says, I'd love to explore Disneyland property backstage, see where all the stuff is built and made. Also explore rides backstage to see the details up close. That's a pretty good wish. Get some behind the magic. I like that. King says they should just use their emptier parks to do some Disney Plus filming, bring back some of their classic shows. Yeah, I mean, it's a stage, right? It's designed for all of that. Megan's wish is to get those jobs I applied for with the Walt Disney Company. I hope you get them too. A wish for dinner at the French Market with the band playing. Let's just think about that right now. French Market, band playing over in the corner. Maybe you're having dinner. Maybe you're ripping beignets, a virgin mint julep. Maybe you snuck your own bourbon in. No, you didn't do that. We're citizens of Disneyland. You didn't do that. All right, friends. I think this is where we're going to stop today. Hold on. Breaking news. Disney Design is changing their wish. Oh, I wish to get grandfathered into a club membership. There you go. I like that. I like that wish a lot. Anna B says, is it bad that I also wish for limited edition merch when we get during COVID, or special pen that says, I survived COVID Disney? I'm telling you right now, all 2020 65th anniversary merchandise will be worth something in the long term, just because it will always be associated with this moment. My professor knows someone with a membership. To what? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, it's getting so warm in here today. Whew. Just use this little fan to cool down. My computer is running double time to do all of this streaming. All right, friends, I think this is where we're going to start to say goodbye. A couple of things I would like to say to you. Thank you so much for showing up today. I hope that you had fun. I hope you enjoyed looking at 65 things that are going to be different when we go back to Disneyland. I hope that was fun for you. I also hope you enjoyed this last hour where we sort of just did a discussion. I wanted to show you guys what's going to be different, hear what you had to say, and just get everybody's mind on the same page of what it's going to be looking like. This Friday will be our Disneyland Fun Friday, although I am going to make a prediction about when the park reopens. So we'll be doing that this Friday. We'll be having a good time Friday. But I want to let you know about two specialties coming up. Next Thursday, we will be doing on the 13th. I'm going to be doing this new thing. Derek says, I wish Main Street USA would open up as an extension of Downtown Disney. I agree with you. Main Street USA, they should watch the video I made about how they could safely do it. I think that system would work. Oh, thank you so much, Live and Life, for joining the COT. That is so kind of you. I appreciate that. Coming up this Thursday, we're going to be doing our first ever once a month, every 13th. We're going to get together as a club, do a virtual day at Disneyland, and who knows, when the park reopens, maybe those 13ths we'll be able to do IRL, or maybe soon we'll do a 13th meetup actually at Downtown Disney. So next Thursday from 2 o'clock to close, we will be doing a day at DCA. And when I do these, I abide by the rules. We walk everywhere in the park. We ride the rides together. We talk about things. I show you fun facts and history, design elements maybe that you didn't know. And we'll see the parades at parade times. We will see the shows at show times. It will be a solid day. You will think that you're at DCA with your friends, and dare I say, your new Disneyland family. And then I'm going to do 2 this month, and I don't want to overwear my welcome, but I have tickets for the Star Wars event, the Disney After Dark Star Wars event. I was looking forward to that, and I was getting sad that it wasn't going to happen. So I'm going to take that sadness and do it here in my office. And I'm going to recreate the Star Wars celebration that was going to happen, Disney After Dark. And we will hang out and we will recreate it. And one of the things they promised us with the Star Wars party that night was that they would do Star Wars themed fireworks. And as you know, if you watch the fireworks there's no music. Well, don't you worry. I will break copyright laws and I will create our own Star Wars fireworks in Batuu. So this month, because of that cancellation, I'm going to do 2 in the park live streams. So hopefully you can show up and be a part with me next Thursday for our first ever virtual DCA. And then the following Thursday, we will be doing the Star Wars party. Guess what? Even if you didn't buy a ticket to Star Wars, you can come. You can come be a part of it if the algorithm allows you to find me. All right. I want to thank everybody over on Twitch who gave me cheer and bits today. I greatly appreciate that. And I want to thank my super chatters over on YouTube. Those are the only way that I'm making any money on these 9 hours a week and all the hours I spend writing and preparing the material. So it is greatly appreciated. If I can keep it worth my time, then I will keep putting these up. So it's sort of an honor system to keep the streams going. So I always appreciate it. Every little bit goes together to make something awesome at the end of the month. All right, everybody. I think that this is where I will say goodbye to you, but hopefully I will see you again this Friday. Daniel, DCA Live will be awesome. I hope to see you there, buddy, next Thursday, the 13th. And you can right now just go in your calendar and put in September 13th, October 13th, November 13th, December 13th. We will be getting together. I'll see you guys on Friday. Everybody have a fun and safe time. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Bye, Felicia.